You may have had the experience in some of the early projects in this course of wanting to come over and change the color of a button. So you select a button, you go to the common attributes or the all attributes, and you find background, and you click the little eyedropper, and you come in and you select a color, and nothing happens. Or you come over and you click the button on the far right to go into the resources, and you choose a color. I want this teal, and nothing happens. So I'm going to get rid of that. You may have discovered that you can go to the tint and choose a color and apply it, and that actually works. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's talk about why this is. And that is, your app is using a theme. And right now my project is called Logcat Demo, and so I have a theme being applied as a default. And over in the resources we have our themes as a resource. I'm going to open up the themes.xml, and you'll see that the primary color of this theme is the purple, and that overrides any choices we would make as far as the background color. Now the easiest thing to do is to change the color of your theme. Or you can create a whole new theme and choose different colors, and you can have multiple themes that you could apply as you're experimenting and turning what looks best. It's best to use themes and color strings because that makes it really easy to change things out, especially if you're looking for a client and they go, you know, I don't like all the way this looks. I'd like all my buttons to be red. Okay, well, to go through, and maybe there's several different layouts, it might take you some time to go through and change all those to red. If they're all using the primary color, that makes it easy. We're just changing it here. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to go into my colors palette for a minute, open up the color strings, and I'm just going to take this teal 700 as the color I want to be primary. Go back to themes. You probably want to use some tools to figure out what colors really look good together. But I'm going to set this to 700, and then I'm going to close that. And now if we go back to our layout, notice it changed all the colors of my buttons to that teal. So that's the proper way to change colors of objects, is to use a theme that includes a color palette and design around that, and then you can easily change things. Now, let's talk a little bit about material design. You may hear the term material design, and this is developed by Google as a way to make things look good. It really is their developer's guide as far as user interface and user experience and design. It's very similar, but I think much more extensive than, say, the human interface guidelines that Apple publishes for doing iOS apps. So you can get there by going to a website of material.io. And there's all kinds of resources here on design, including articles by designers, what looks good, talk about different components, talk about how to design icons, various guidelines. There's tutorials here. We could probably make a class just in material design. It's very extensive. So I invite you to kind of read through all of this. I want to show you another website I came across that I kind of like, that's fairly simple for creating some color palettes, and that is www.materialpalette.com. Now here I can choose different colors, and let's say I want this deep orange to be my primary color. I can click on it, and then I can choose a secondary color by clicking on another color. Let's say I want lime, and it will create a palette for me of those colors. It's going to include the primary color, a darker version of it, and a lighter version of it, my accent color, and then my grayscales of black, mid-gray, light gray, and white. Now, I'm going to choose a different setup. Let's try pink. Now, whatever I click first is going to be my primary color, and the second one is going to be my accent color. And so there's those colors. Let's do light green as the main color, and maybe cyan to go with it. Now, in reality, Now some colors look better than others, but in reality all these work together. Maybe I want light green and amber. Now notice my floating action button here is going to take on the accent color, but if I want to do light green and amber, if I click amber, that's going to become the primary color. I need to go back and click light green again first and then click amber. If I want to reverse those, let's go amber, light green. I'm going to go back to the deep orange and amber, and then I can choose to download. There's a download button here, and I can download this as an XML file. So I'm going to click download. Now I'm getting a warning here that this might harm my computer, so my security stuff is kicking in. I'm going to go ahead and just keep it so I can see the file. Now if I click open, it's going to want to open the file in as a web page. I'm going to instead go to the folder where it's in, and there's my colors, deep orange, amber, XML. I can open that up, say in Notepad. And there's my color strings. Now, I'm just going to simply copy those. And we're going to go back to Android Studio, and we're going to my colors. I'm just going to paste. So now I've added primary, primary dark, primary light, accent, primary text, secondary text, icons, and divider. These are used in things besides Android Studio, so web development. But I'm going to go to my themes now. And I can choose to use primary as my color primary. But see this little swatch? It shows me my color. But here's what's really cool. I can click on that swatch and I can choose any of my colors. I don't have to type it in. So maybe I want my primary dark to be my primary color. And now it's primary dark. I can also click here, go custom, and I can create any colors I want, or type in the hexadecimal value of a color that I'm aware of. Now the first two digits here are the transparency. So it's transparency, or the alpha channel, red channel, green channel, blue channel. South Mountain Orange. Well, South Mountain Orange, it's going to be FF for the alpha. It's going to make it opaque. And then it's CF7F00. And there is the South Mountain Orange. And now that's going to be my primary color. So when I come back to my main activity, notice it applies that as the primary color, which is applied to buttons. In working with themes, you remember that there's a light and a dark theme, and the one that is applied will be dependent on what the user has specified as their preferred environment, whether it's night or day, or dark or light. And so to see how it's going to be applied in terms of the dark, there is a little button up here that changes the current night mode value to night. So you can see what it looks like at night. So we change that button to South Mountain Orange for the primary color in the theme, but not in the night theme. So we might need to do something different in the night theme, or maybe you can use the same color. Probably needs a bit lighter version. And then I can go back to not night, which would be day. So that's a brief look at material design, which is a much bigger topic, but focusing on colors and themes to get us started. If you just jumped into this video, you can see all the videos from the Android App Development Cohort playlist by clicking on the image in the lower right. And if you'd like to be alerted to future videos that I create, you can click my picture up in the top right and subscribe to the channel.